Hello and welcome back to Pump with Purpose. This is Dr. Diana here, and I am here to talk about the Cimilre S7 Dual Pro. So I want to get my full disclaimers and full disclosures out up front. I am not an affiliate of Cimilre. I have a discount code to Cimilre to allow you to save money, but I do not receive any benefit if you use that discount code. I just truly want this option so it can be there for you for the Cimilre set of pumps. I also want to get my full disclaimers and full disclosures out up front that this pump was gifted to me by Cimilre, but there was no other compensation in exchange for my review, and my thoughts are my thoughts as always on any review, but I do like to let you know how I come to be in possession of the pumps that I do own. So I'm going to jump in. All of my reviews, I go through how to assemble the pump, how to operate the pump, and my initial thoughts on the pump. So I'm going to jump in. I'll assemble the pump for you, but I'll give you some secret sauce. This pump is more complex. I had to read the manual and really make sure that I understand. There's a page that I have over here that I'm going to go through in a little bit of detail because this pump is different. And I want to just make sure in these reviews that I go through that. That's why I do these. So let's get ready to assemble the pumps. The pump, I'll do one set of flanges so you can see it. So the duckbill is here. You just pop this in. Then you can take your bottle, you pop that in. So the backflow protector, this goes on the smaller side, and then this connected to the tubing. If it wasn't, you just put the tubing on or hook it on and then connect the tubing. The tubing goes into the side of the pump, and then this smaller side, the longer side, you just push this in. Make sure this is pushed all the way in. And then the charging port is here on the side as well. Just make sure you can see that. All right, so let's jump in about the Cimilre pump. So let's talk through how to operate the pump. So this is a dual motor pump. So when you press here, it'll turn on one side at a time. The other side is not on. So you press. I will be very forward with you that these buttons are sensitive. I had to restart the video. It was coming on because if you graze it, it's there. So it will turn it on and off. So, and then sometimes as you're clicking, you gotta make sure it's on. So it starts. When I started up, it started in different settings because I, go through and try all of the pumps out several different times. So it is now currently in the massage mode on level 1 on each side. And I want to talk through it has a sync mode. So you can sync it and unsync it. So then if it's not synced, you can go up differently on each side. So you can make it this a level 4 and the other one is in 2 if it's not synced. The moment you touch the sync button, it'll sync down to whatever the lowest number is. So it's synced to the level 2, even though the other side was in 4 when you press the sync button. But what you also see, the sync is lit up, it's waving at you. The number 65 is there. So this is where I was not understanding some of this information. So definitely if you decide to get this pump, you definitely want to look at the manual, particularly, I don't know if they ever changed the manual, but there's a chart in here that kind of goes through massage mode and expression mode. So level 1 through 5 is the massage mode, and level 6 through 12 is the expression mode. And then when it is synced together, like level 1, it will give you 70 cycle, 75 cycle, and 80 cycle. So it'll give you 80, 75, and 70. Then when you go to level 2, because it's all synced together, it will give you 75, 70, and 65. So in each mode, for the vacuum strength, it will give you 3 different cycle settings. So that's the different part. So you'll have to press the cycle to see all of them. So in, for example, level 3 on each side, it gives you 70, 65, and 60. Yeah, 60, it goes up. So 65, 70, 60, 65, and 70. So please keep that in mind. And this chart will give you all of that. So no matter what you're in, when it syncs, it will give you the 3 cycle settings offered once it's synced. The difference is that everything is combined. So level cycle 1 is 60 mmHg. When it's, and then like cycle 2 is, suction 2 is 80 mmHg. So you really have to be careful. This pump is nuanced, is what I'm trying to say, is the suction on the settings that are lower in number, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, gives you mmHgs of 60, 80, 100, 120, and 140. So this chart it's very important. So you can do both. You can have a sync mode that syncs it together and gives you 3 different cycle setting options, or you can unsync it, and it'll tell you when it's not synced, that when you're in suction 1, strength 1, it's cycle 80. When you're in suction level 2, you're in cycle 75. So if you need different strengths, it will be different suction strengths. So I know that sounds a little bit confusing, but this is one pump that it has different things that it can do. It can be dual motor. You can sync it together to be the same, or you can unsync it and it can give you different suction strengths at the same time. So I hope that was clear. But again, the manual was very helpful for me because it took me a minute to kind of figure out, because this pump operates differently, because 1 through 5, and Cimilre, that's how they do things on some of their pumps, like 1 through 5 or different. There's like certain set that are massage mode settings, and then the expression mode setting starts at 6 through, and then it goes to 12. So I know that's a mouthful. I hope that was helpful and was not confusing. There's just multiple options depending on if you want to sync or unsync the mode. And being that if you need to, you can, but if you don't need to, you don't have to, and then you get more cycle options. So I hope that is helpful. I hope that is helpful. As far as my initial thoughts on this pump. So again, this is dual motor. You can sync and unsync it. So if you do need different suction strengths on each side, this definitely can be helpful. And it is helpful if you need that. So again, it is nuanced. I do think that if it's any pump that you'll need to read the manual just to make sure you understand like strength and suction and the actual syncing, unsyncing. It was very helpful manual just to make sure that I had it together on what I needed. Like, it's not an intuitive pump that you're going to just pick up and like know what to do. And I'm just being very honest with you, as someone that has over 70 plus pumps. Probably by this time I need to recalculate the exact number, but it's somewhere between 60 and 70 or more pumps. This wasn't a pump that I literally was like, sometimes I just turn a pump on and see if I can just figure it out. This one I was like, I need the manual. And that's not a bad thing, because I love highly complicated pumps. So in Pump with Purpose, I love teaching clients how to use more complicated pumps, because there can be more options available than just the less complicated, like let down, massage mode, expression mode, and just up and down. Like, I don't like that. I'm just going to be real with you. I like to have multiple options, even if some things are still controlled within the confines of the pump of like what it can and cannot do. I love pumps on the more that offer more customization options than like a typical pump. So I hope that is helpful. I really do hope that is helpful. So I'm going to tell you, Cimilre is definitely, to me, a little on the brands of pumps, definitely more gentle yet effective. So I can use their pumps. I can go up higher on them. It's like I said, the 60 is the lowest mmHg, and then the highest is 300 per the pump for this pump, what's in the manual. So what I'm saying is that there are options that are not as strong on this, and then there are options that are stronger. But I want to keep in mind that 60, 80, those massage mode options, like the strength, just depends on, what your pain tolerance level is, and what will or will not extract milk out. So you definitely want to know that, but it does have options for something that gives you different cycle settings, and I like that about pumps. So I want you to know that this pump, again, has a lot of different customizations, so that can help people that need that. And it actually lists like what the cycle vacuum or